Last time on Boat Build.
So Bill, over here at the 24, I noticed you've got the stringers in place,
Yes,
fiberglass wrapped,
yes,
and ours will be much like this, correct?
yes. We're gonna do a four-stringer system. Your deck is going to be what we call a floating skeleton deck.
This is Boat Build.
How's this for some progress, huh?
Yeah, we're coming along.
What are those, torpedoes?
Yeah. There's some good fuel tanks right there.
Wow. Talk about the hull, how we got to where we are now.
Well, this hull we brought in from the Westport shop. It was pretty much a second. So it was already out of the mold, but it was never finished. Right. So we brought it up here, we set it up, put the gunnels on, brought it all to shape, but we needed to finish getting the layups in the boat. So we put another 9 layups in this boat. Right. And then we put the stringers in, and then the bed for the fuel cells, and now we're working on putting in the main bulkhead so we can figure out what our interior size is gonna be.
So this keel was set up for an inboard.
Right.
Right?
Yes, this originally had a 3-foot keel on it. We cut it down so it only hangs at 4 inches. Because ultimately we're going to end up building a flotational buoyancy bracket for 2 engines, and we don't need to have that much hanging down, so just a little bit is enough.
So the bracket, let's talk a little bit about the bracket. That's a Coastal Boat Work ROS design.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
And that is to allow, we see more and more of the down east boats now with outboards.
Right.
Right?
That seems to be the way everybody wants to go. It's a little bit more cost effective. You don't have a lot of downtime. It's pretty much if the engine lets go, you can replace it.
Right.
This boat will allow you to get into some shallow water. Don't have to worry about hitting your prop or anything. Just trim up your engines and away you go.
Now on the Ross 24s, you do a lot of those outboard brackets. We had that green one that went out that was just spectacular. The setup on the 30 here is going to be about the same. That's got buoyancy in it, doesn't it?
Right, and it's going to be twice the size of that.
Okay.
It's got to handle 2 engines that probably weigh around 620 pounds apiece.
Right.
Plus all the liquids that it holds, so probably around 650 apiece.
So
That's
that's
a lot of weight to hang 3 feet off a boat.
Sure.
So you want to give the boat a half a chance of getting out of the water by making it buoyant. And the way we do the bracket is we take the shape of the hull, we bring it right down. So we're basically extending the hull back so that the water channels right to the cavitation plates, just like if you were to hang it on the transom on a regular setup.
So it's not like just a mount, like a swim platform with 2 outboards on it. There's buoyancy. There's a continuation of the hull.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, so that takes us to this point. So where are we now? We've got some stringers in.
Right.
Talk about your stringer detail. We've seen that on some of the 24s, some of the other bass boats that you've brought out. We saw those layers of stringers, but this is a little different. So it seems like the stringers are low, the fuel tanks are in. What comes above this? This is you call it a skeleton design?
Yeah, it's called a skeleton deck. It's a typical fishing deck. You'll see it on a lot of the larger boats. And what it is we'll run 4x4s all the way up to the main bulkhead, which is right about here. Okay, and we'll set the pitch, and then we'll scribe in and Dutch in a couple of 4x4s like every 2.5 feet, going the whole length. All right, and then we'll come off of the stringers with another set of 4x4s, which will be notched, and that will come up, and that will keep it from being bouncy. I'll lock it right in. The main stringers are 2x12s. They're scribed into the shape of the hull. They're cut to about 18 foot. And then after these are done, then we put in, we call these tank stoppers, so the tank can't slide forward or back, and then we have the cradles in which these tanks sit in.
So these smaller pieces here are tank stoppers.
Right. They don't want to, just in case the strap, just make sure that it can't slide back and forth.
Okay.
And then we lay the deck down, which is pre-glassed, and then we glass the whole thing in, and that locks it right in.
Now, the last time we saw this guy, he was the assistant working the controls of the chopper gun.
Right, right.
Right? He's your main man now.
He is. So
Now, Greg, a lot of cardboard around this place, right?
Lots.
Right. A lot of cut cardboard. What are we working on here? We're working on the bulkhead?
Yes. We have a mark here. This represents where the position of the main bulkhead is going. This will be your driving station.
So we're about 14 feet
From
below?
It's 14 feet both ways. So we're right in the middle.
Right in the middle. So that'll give us plenty of room up because our galley's going to be up and our entertainment area is going to be up and plenty of room below for a little bit of a V berth in our head, right?
Right.
And that not only is a break for, below versus above, that's structural integrity.
Right. It'll end up being double laminated.
Okay.
But we have to start somewhere. So we starting with a piece of, a box. And we turned it into a template, and then we'll figure out our angles. We'll grab the gunnel.
Okay.
This particular piece does more than you think it does. It stiffens the left and right of the stringer. Also stiffens the hull, but it'll also stiffen this. You'll notice I have it hanging from the
I noticed
rafters.
that. So look at this this is a high-tech strapping system only done here at Coastal Boat Works, right?
Well, I think other people do it.
All
They
right,
just
all right,
don't
we'll
tell
give you that.
anybody.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of my secrets.
Yep.
This is how we do it. So we're keeping both sides of this level. We want to maintain the angle of the gunnels. If I let this go, because there's no support from any bracing right now, this will start to sag down.
Okay.
So that's why we're doing
So
it.
when you build a boat, how do you level it? Like, is it off the floor of the garage, of the shed?
We start by that measurement. We get it within an eighth of an inch.
Okay.
You think it's easy, but you gotta measure up, make a mark on the outside, measure up, make a mark,
right.
and then you gotta measure both sides. You can't really put a level on it because there's nothing level about a boat. There's nothing straight about a boat. There's no squareness of a boat. We've been in other boats where it's slightly twisted, so you have to adjust the cabin. Everything is pretty much done by eye when you're talking.
Well,
custom.
you never see two sides of a boat at the same time.
No. Looking at it from
That's the
above.
key, right?
That's right. That's right.
Well, Bill, it's coming along nicely above. I know you've done some work on the hull. Want to go down there and take a look at that?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, man, let's go.
Okay.
This is great. I'll walk the planks a little bit here.
Next time on Boat Build.
I want to show you a photo I've got of a boat that I love the color scheme on this one. This is old school Downies, probably how they paint, right? Probably how they paint an old Chris Craft, right?
Yep.
And you know our objective. We want this boat to look like it was built 50 years ago.
This is Boat Build, right here at the Drift.
Thanks for watching. If you want to see more full episodes of Boat Build, along with other exclusive content, check our YouTube channel and hit subscribe.
Presented by Sociable, original social media programming.